What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Kirby Mass Attack. Last time, we had a not-so-fun day in the snow, because, honestly, the ice physics in this game are not great, and this time, we get to do the most confusing castle in the game, so let's go ahead and get into it. To get into the stage, you need 5 Kirbys to start. Luckily, I only lost 1 in that last stage. And honestly, we could just run past this first Waddle Dee because it's not a problem. And head straight into the stage, where we meet our most fierce enemy yet. Home decor! And honestly, we could just grab this pitcher and throw it down. But that one doesn't do anything. It's just to show that you can pull pitchers down, which is really neat way of doing that. And when I said home decor is our worst enemy, I mean literally every single painting in this place can be pulled down. So we are just going to do all of them. And some of the pitchers are booby-trapped with Waddle Dees. But they're not super difficult to defeat. They're just regular Waddle Dees. And that enemy that I did not get to say its name before it died is a Noli. It will throw bombs at you and will have these steel balls that it stands on. And the steel balls you can actually roll, and they act the same as, well, they act exactly how you would expect a steel ball to act. And as that showed, it can be blown up by bombs, and one of these things is not like the other. Why are you looking at me like that? Obviously, the picture frame that it's looking at you is the one we need to grab, so we'll grab that one and head through the door. The rest of them, I believe, are either booby-trapped with Waddle Dees, or they have fruit behind them, which I don't need either. And we have another new enemy. This is a Deco Flute. Also, Nolis can sometimes stand on spike balls. What happened? Oh, that's what happened. The Deco Flute. They have the ability of throwing cake at you, which you will see right here. And if your Kirby gets hit by a cake, it will eat the cake and become a large Kirby, which is probably the funniest way a Kirby can die in this game, is by eating too much cake. But we have a 7 platform there that I want to immediately run past, and that is technically a new enemy. Those are portrait Waddle Dees, or Waddle Dee portraits. They act almost exactly like regular Waddle Dees, except they are in portraits, and to defeat them, you just have to throw at the portraits and pull them down. And bouncing our way through there is how we get a key, and I can't believe I lived that. By the way, here is your warp door if you want it. But I want to go through this door because it'll bounce us the opposite direction. And this is how we get that treasure chest we bounced over earlier, which gives us our first of 5 medals in this place. And I believe we're not allowed to go backwards. So we do have to do this stage multiple times. Come on now. Why would you kill Kirby like this, Waddle Dee? But we are just going to run through here because I don't believe there's anything else there that we need. And we are just going to defeat this Noli and continue our way this direction. As you saw, we ran past a 7 platform, which requires 7 Kirbys. And there is a lot more to do down that way, which is why we have to do this stage multiple times. But I believe if we just go this direction, this is going to be blown up, so I'm not even going to deal with it. I cannot believe I did not blow up there. If you can get the ball all the way down there, you can break the metal blocks that are down here and get to that King DDD poster. But I don't need to do that because I don't believe there's actually anything in there. I will put on screen if I'm wrong, but I actually just want to go up here and take out this Waddle Dee poster, our portrait, and then I believe over here somewhere is another Noli that has a metal ball. Yeah, it's right there. I see him. Nolis, even if they have the metal balls, by the way, can throw the green and red spike balls. So it's important to keep that in mind. I just kind of ran into it because I want to move this as quickly as possible. And what you need to do is kill the Noli and push the metal ball all the way to the left here where you sell those metal blocks. So I am just going to go ahead and speed this up because this is going to take a minute. Alright, now that the stone blocks are moved, I believe it is this middle portrait that we need to grab. Yeah, the most important looking one is the one we need to grab. And that gives us a rainbow medal, which is the last medal of the stage. So you need to get that. It's also the most important medal of the stage, and the easiest because I believe all of the paths lead here. And then we just need to get on this platform, and it should send us to the end of the stage. Or to a boss fight, because I forgot there was a boss fight in this stage. Say hello to the best named enemy in this entire game. This is Hamster. Hamster. And all you need to do is break its shield without dying, preferably. And then once the shield is broke, you can just swarm it and take him out. I just like that its name is Hamster. Hamster. And that is the stage, but obviously not all of the stage. So I was going to say I'll meet you at the 7 platform, but first we're going to open this up. We get rainbows! And the final rainbow bridge for this world is now open. We now have the ability to challenge the boss of this world, which no one will ever guess the boss of this world. Obviously, it is King DDD, but... Oh no, wait, it's a balloon of King DDD. No, it's King DDD. But I will meet you back at the 7 platform. Alright, at this 7 platform, we are actually going to take it this time. And we just need to go down the 7 platform and through this way. I believe there's not really many enemies over here. There are the Mosos, but again, not super difficult. And I believe we want to take the 10 platform this time. So we are just going to head down here. And we'll have to open up this portrait, which will lead us to another new way. Which means I believe we actually have to do this stage 3 times, but we just want to open up that and fly through, and then we need to throw Kirby's up here until we can get to this gold door, and we need to go through the gold door. And I believe right inside this gold door is the medal that we need. And again, it's booby-trapped by the Tori. Which you could tell because of the metal shaking. Basically, anytime there's something shaking, it's always a Tori. But that should be the second medal of 5. Technically our 3rd medal, but I actually don't know if there's that that answers my question. I was gonna say I don't remember if there's anything else here or not. But there obviously is. And it looks like we're gonna get a key from this. So all we need to do is run through the clouds And over here to collect all the green apples. And this should, in theory, give us a key based on that shape. Oh, it's a skeleton key. That's even better. That means we don't have to find a treasure chest that I don't remember. And Kirby's random throwing go! How does the skeleton key get all the way up there? And we have the red one stopped, so we should be able to take him down right here. And the other Scully should disappear now that the red one's gone. And that should be our third of 3. The third medal in the stage. And I believe that is the last medal we can actually get on this path. So like I said, we'll have to do one more pass through. But we do get to be big Kirbys for a while, so that's fun. I just need to get one Kirby in here to become big Kirbys. And now we just get to run through the rest of this. Who needs bosses? In fact, I think I'm just gonna wait right here and skip to the end. Because we already got the... yeah, we already got the medals at the end. So we're just gonna teleport to the end. And the last medal is going to be at or past the 10 platform, so I will meet you back there. Alright, back at the 10 platform, we literally just need to run past here, and I believe I want to take out the Waddle Dees, because they are going to be nothing but nuisances. And we need to pull down the King DDD portrait in the middle in order to get this star switch, which we now need to push down. And that should open the door, which it does. And if we run over here, we have another elevator section, which apparently we need to hit another switch for. What, are you telling me it's not pressure activated? Oh. I guess that's why it's not pressure activated. I forgot that that's what happened. And I believe it is somewhere behind these. It is not. This is a code that we need. So, right up. Left. Up. So right up, left up. Got it. Right, up, left, up. And that should give us access to this golden door. Which, funnily enough, I don't think is actually where the medal is, but we're gonna go in through it anyway to make sure. Alright, what's in here? Oh, it's a bubble. What does that sound? Oh, it's water. That should be 3 left. I don't know where the bubble is. Throw the... Okay. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't need the fruit. I'm leaving. Yeah, that's the only thing in here. We don't need the fruit. What we do need is to go through this silver door, though, and pull down a couple of these cards, because I'm fairly certain this is where the medal is. Yep, it's right there. Ah! That is not what we need. And with the last medal, we are just going to warp to the end. Because we don't need to do anything else in this stage. But apparently there's gigs in those cards as well that I forgot about. And with that, that is the end of the stage. And after like 7 or 8 stages in a row, not 7 or 8, like 4 or 5 stages in a row of 5 medals each, we finally get a break with an easier stage. This one is stage 11 with only 3 medals. So let's go ahead and head inside. You need 7 Kirbys to get into this stage. And this is another one of the tree tilting levels. But with a little bit of a twist. We get some help from birdies. Specifically, one big birdie. But it's always funny to remember that, like, on stage 3, this was an enemy. This was a mini-boss, even. And we just need to get into the tree. And like I said, this is another tilting tree level. So, the Kirbys are gravity in this circumstance. So wherever you put the Kirbys is how the tree will tilt. And if you leave the Kirbys on one side for too long, the tree will fall, and you will, die, to be frank. But we just need to fly up here in order to get around, that spike ball. And then we want to fly up here. And the tree will blink red when it's about to fall over. So you have a pretty good indication of how much time you have to actually throw the tree back and forth. But this is the first real thing we need. If you tilt the tree all the way this way, to the right, you can get a key, which is needed for a treasure chest later. And we just need to go up here. And we need to break this steel block, which we might have to do in a couple of... I was going to say in a couple of shifts, but... No, my Kirby! My Kirby! And my key! Actually, it ate my key! Well, I'm not getting all 3 in one run, I guess. You son of a bitch! Save it. Obviously, this is not going well, but we can save this by just running back and forth until the tree finally lets us up. These enemies, I actually don't know what they are called. They're basically chain chomp flowers, where they will chop down and hurt your Kirbys, but we just need one Kirby up there, and then we can run it across to get into the door, which makes it a lot easier, actually. And I believe we are just going to run over here, and great job not trying to actually kill the Mimoso, or not Mimoso, Moso. Yeah, how dare you not try to drink that alcoholic drink, Kirby. But for this one, the easiest way to get this is by tilting the tree and then sending one Kirby in, tilting it the other way, and then sending the Kirby up so it doesn't die. And as long as you do that, you can get your first medal of the stage. And we are actually just going to fly up now so we can avoid that spike ball pretty much altogether. And the Kirbys are not listening. This game can be very irritating at times when the Kirbys just decide, oh, I'm not going to join the group. I want to be my own Kirby. Kirby, this is a collaborative effort. You gotta be part of the group, Kirby. If you're not part of the group, you're literally useless. And... okay, everyone this way. I apparently have to fly this one Kirby up because he doesn't want to fly or get up there. And I'm actually going to get the spike ball on this side. And can I jump up there or do I need to fly? I need to fly, and the reason I want the spike ball over there is because the metal, the second to last metal is right there, and all of my Kirbys are being hurt. And we are just gonna fly up and try to make sure the tree doesn't fall, which is easier said than done. I'm going to use my flying ability to fly up here and to fly over. And I believe this is where that is where the warp gate of this stage is. And if we go through this door, we should be near the top of this stage. Oh, we need to just... Birdie, we need your help! Oh. Thankfully, the birdie's here to save us. I did not realize the tree actually fell. I thought I just died, if I'm being honest. But now we just get the help from a bunch of birdies. If you're wondering why we haven't seen a birdie enemy in a while, this is why. And we just are breaking blocks and getting a bunch of fruit. There's nothing much actually here except for, well, there's a magic ring. So we can fly through that and give all of our Kirbys more health. But the last coin is actually up here in the form of the treasure chest we need to get, which I will point out once we actually get to where that treasure chest is. But until then, we are just going to be collecting fruit and following the birdies, because the birdies are apparently leading us to salvation. How did that hurt the gig? Or the mecha gig, to be exact. Again, I hit it in the metal part, and it hurt it. So, but we are just going to continue. I'm going to attempt to avoid all of the mecha gig. And I just want to continue following these birdies. Because there's, again, it's a side-scrolling stage. It's not super difficult. I might just let these mecha gigs follow us, because there's no real reason to defeat them, except for the fact that it stops them from following you. And eventually you get out of their range, so there's really no reason to even fight them. Also, my Kirby just fell off the birdies. Kirby, no, another one! And there is the treasure chest that you have to carry the key all the way from the first part of the branches to here to get to. And all of my Kirbys just about died there. Kirbys, can you rescue them, please? I cannot believe I saved all 10 of them. You know what? I'll take it. And since I showed where both the key and the treasure chest is, I don't really feel a need to show that the metal is inside that treasure chest. Just know that you have to get the key to the treasure chest, and that's how you get your last medal. So I will be getting that medal as well as the last medal in Stage 8 off screen. So I think it's about time for a boss fight. And the first interesting thing about this boss fight is, unlike the other two, you only need one Kirby to go in here. Mostly because King DDD wants a fair fight, but we don't want a fair fight. We want 10 Kirbys to completely obliterate this penguin? I can never tell if King DDD is supposed to be a penguin or a duck or whatever he is, because he looks so weird anyway. But in this stage, what you need to do is King DDD will throw bombs down, and you need to bounce the bombs up in order to time it to hit King DDD. Like that green one missed King DDD, but every single yellow one has actually hit him so far. And I actually think we just need one more hit. And once you hit him 4 or 5 times, King DD will fall down. And you can throw him into the earth using the power of all your Kirbys. And honestly, I like prioritizing the yellow bombs because they are more likely to hit King DDD, just because of the shorter fuse. So if you could time it correctly, it's very easy to actually hurt King DDD in this way. King DDD also has a different style of attack, which is if you don't blow him up enough, he will jump out of the balloon and start, like, dive bombing you. And after he does that, he will break apart some of the stage, and bombs, or Waddle Dees, will start throwing bombs down, which is not to our... which is not helping us in the slightest, because now we have to juggle the Waddle Dees as well as King DDD throwing the bombs, as well as the bombs that the Waddle Dees are throwing. And I believe that... Oh no, that's not the end of King DDD. But he's in his final form, which is his hammer form. Once you get rid of the balloon, he will switch to using a hammer. And he will just jump up, flip back and forth in the air, and pause for a second before coming down. You just have to make sure to be behind him whenever he comes down, and then swarm him once he hits the hammer. Or once he hits the ground with the hammer. But that is the entirety of the King DDD boss fight, and the entirety of my favorite world in the game. So, it's time to head to the second to last world in this game. It's actually going by so fast. I believe this is only episode 12, and we're already on the second to last world. And depending on how you view the last world, this is technically the last world of regular levels. Welcome to Volcano Valley! And with King DDD defeated, I think we are going to end the episode here. So, I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we enter the volcano. But until then, happy adventuring.